Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Susie Beiler, and I wanted to start off before we get into the channeling to just share a little bit about what's been going on for me personally. About the past 2 weeks or so, I've been going through a huge shift and a lot of density has been leaving my being. So the reason why there hasn't been a video recently is because I wanted to give that energy a chance to leave so that the channeling would be clear and there wouldn't be any of that density coming through the channeling. So that's why it's been so long since there's been a video. And I also want to thank our viewing audience for sending in some questions. We're going to start off the channeling with some questions from our viewers. Thank you. If you want to send in your questions, you can send them to the website that will show on the screen here. Thank you for joining me. I have a big question for Prime Creator, so I'm hoping to get some answers today. As always, I invite you to take into your hearts this information that comes through, see what resonates, see what's for you, let go of the rest, and share these videos if you think you know someone who would appreciate the information. All right, much love to you.
What is the best way to handle intense emotional experiences, such as anger and impatience?
Dear ones, this is an intense time that we are now going through. And so you may find that many emotional experiences that you have not had before suddenly come into your field. What is happening for many light workers at this time is that deep, dark, hidden density that previous to now you were not equipped to handle is coming into your experience so that you can transmute and move on. This channel speaks about expanding the emotional range. And so part of what you can do at this time is to do your best to accept all emotional experiences. We have spoken about mastery many times, dear ones, and this is simply another step in that journey of mastery. To learn how to use the power of your emotion in acceptance, and to learn how to use the power of your emotion as fuel to serve the light. When you experience an emotion such as anger, yes, it can be very intense. And so there are a few things you can do. First, acknowledge the emotion. Allow it to be experienced by your being. And then ask, what is this about on a deeper level? What is it that I can understand from this? Why is this being experienced by my being at this time? Ask these questions, understanding that not always do you need an answer to move through it, but for some it is quite helpful to have answers for these things. And when you have gained the understanding of why you are experiencing these emotions, then you can use them very powerfully. Should they come up again, you can say, ah yes, I know this. And this is what I will do. This is how I will harness the power of this emotion to move forward. Because you are still experiencing polarity, it is important to gain mastery over these intense emotions. As you allow yourself to experience the lower vibrating emotions, you also allow yourself to enhance your experience of the higher vibrating emotions, thus expanding your emotional range, being able to handle more and more power. For emotions are all about power, dear ones. And when you can come into loving acceptance of yourself and the emotion you are experiencing, then you can harness your true power. Each emotion teaches something different. And so if you choose to explore this mastery, you can begin to get familiar with what each emotion can teach you, with what each emotion has to offer you. It is different for different beings, dear ones. And so it is a journey for you to go inward. Yes, there are teachers that may be able to help you, that have paved the way. And it may be helpful for you to enlist the help of a mentor or a teacher in this regard. It is also very important in dealing with all emotions to understand that your emotional body is indeed a part of you. And so to examine, are there any woundings in your emotional body where you could find your wholeness, where you could heal? Of course, as a light worker, you have had many past lifetimes of wounding of the emotional body because of persecution and even death for standing for the light. Many of you still have many holes and tears in your emotional body. And so it is important to address this, dear ones.
Is Sri Sathya Sai Baba returning in human form on earth as predicted by the Nadis?
Yes, dear ones. At this current time, the timeline for his appearance is for this year of 2016. He, along with many other ascended masters, Jesus or Yeshua, Krishna, the Buddha, and a few others will be taking human form to assist the collective in the transition, or the transitions rather, that will be experienced on planet Earth. This is an auspicious time, dear ones.
Is there any limitations these ascended masters will experience in physical form, or will they retain their abilities?
They will retain most of their abilities, dear ones. There is ultimately a limitation whenever coming into physical form. However, they will be teaching and demonstrating for you how to evolve past these limitations of your physical form so that you can do those things that you know are possible for you, such as teleportation, telekinesis, etc. These masters will be showing you and giving you templates for those who choose to evolve to this level.
This channel hears about many exciting things that were predicted to have happened already this year. While she understands changing timelines, it seems to her that if the galactic disclosure and the global currency reset were to occur now, it would serve to assist humanity in their awakening. Could you give us some insight as to what we might be waiting for?
In a previous conversation, dear ones, we discussed a network of light that is being constructed around your planet at this time. The best way to describe this is that what you do not see that is now occurring is that many connections are being plugged in. For we do not wish to unveil the transition before the time is ripe. As an example, should galactic disclosure occur in this now moment, there would be some circuitry that would be blown, so to speak. Some connections that would be destroyed. For some of these connections are not yet strong enough to handle such an influx of light. Rest assured, dear ones, this is rapidly changing. All is occurring at a very great pace now. However, there are a few points of connection that need to be strengthened. For in order for this transition to be smooth and solid, this network of light needs to be strong and secure. We can leave no room for error, dear ones, for this is a great undertaking indeed. And so what you do not see is the plugging in of many connections to strengthen this light network around your planet and to each being. As more and more plug into the network, this network is strengthened. For part of the strength of this network comes from each soul on your planet. Remember also we spoke of critical mass. While we do not need 100% of the souls to be plugged into this network, for the greatest success, we need about 95%. Not all souls will realize that they are plugged in or will have any awareness of what is going on, but their higher aspects know. And so some souls at this time are continuing to play in darkness and polarity. And so you may ask, how is it that we as light workers could assist the shift? What is it that we can do to speed things up? For yes, dear ones, I know many of you are losing patience. One of the things you can do, dear one, is to plug in every morning and every night. Every morning when you wake up, renew your connection to the light network. Every night before you go to sleep, renew your connection to the light network. Also, strengthen the love that is within your hearts and send it out to all hearts in all beings. For what this does, when you send out your love specifically to connect with other hearts, is that those who are not awake are given such a dose of love and light that they begin to awaken, even if in imperceptible ways at first. They begin to awaken, dear ones. And the more awake each being becomes, the stronger the light network grows. So yes, you may see a few changes in your government, in your financial systems, and in other areas of your physical experience. We will only allow what the light network will be able to support. And so there are two possible scenarios that we are working with at this time. There may be a sudden shift where everything happens at once. Or there may be an unfolding of events. Things unfolding and occurring one by one, according to what the light network can handle. As always, decisions such as these are handled in the consideration of each soul. I do not make unilateral decisions for things such of this nature. However, each soul is consulted to see what could bring the best possible outcome. For those of you who are feeling impatient, it is critical at this time to focus on gratitude, to focus on building the love energy within your hearts. You will be of best assistance to yourself and to the collective in this way. Yes, if you need to have a tantrum and express your emotion, find a safe way to release this pent-up energy. And then come back into focus with gratitude, expanding the love within your hearts. There is one more thing that you can do, dear ones. You can ask to have the experience of the shift in your dream time. For what this does is it sets the template in your emotional body, in your spiritual body, in your mental body, and yes, even in your physical bodies. I will use this channel as an example. She recently had a dream of her star brothers and sisters landing on planet Earth. And what she felt in her body in the dream was relief and high levels of joy. And this reset her emotional field. And this also strengthened her connection to the light network. And so each of you can do the same. You may or may not remember the dream, but the result is the same, with or without a remembering. Whatever it is that you wish to experience in your heaven on earth, ask to experience it first in the dream time, so that you can put yourself in a position of alignment with your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies. This will serve to speed up, if you will, your experience of heaven on earth. At this time, dear ones, I would like to offer up this channel to give you a transmission of sound, specifically to break up some of the density within your being. As you hear this information, many emotions may rise up for you. Many of you are feeling frustration. And so this transmission will be specifically to soothe your being and to assist a graceful, easy release of any density you are willing to let go of at this time. Dear ones, breathe deeply into your being Allow these energies to integrate into your hearts.
Max recently shared a dream with this channel about the energetic origins of humans. Is there clarity to this experience?
Yes, dear one. Because of your relationship with magic and wizardry, you are being downloaded information about where you came from, about where humans came from. You will share this information with others at some point, dear one. For now, record it in some way so that you can put the pieces together as the information comes to you. You are not alone in this experience. Others are receiving information in their dream times. Dear ones, if you wish to be of service with this information, I invite you to record it in some way. Write it down, make a video, record an audio, so that you can remember precisely the details. For there are details that you will be connecting as you receive more information, so that you can then share with others when the time is right. For now, each of you who are playing this role, I invite you to stay open and receptive to this information. As I invited you to ask what you would like to experience in your dream time, you can also ask to receive information that is needed for the collective enlightenment in your dream time. I thank you for any and all of your service.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share with those watching this video at this time?
Dear ones, I invite you to pay attention to the cycles of your universe, alignments within your galaxy, full moons, new moons, weather patterns. For there are alignments of energy that occur at specific times. You can make the use of the energies that come with these alignments in your manifesting for your dream time, for your creations, and thus enhance the power of love that you wish to share with yourself and others. Yes, you can hire an astrologer, or you can simply look on your internet, as much information is readily available. Begin to familiarize yourself more with your universe. Yes, I understand. I am always telling you to look within. In this case, dear ones, I invite you to look without, to expand your understanding of what different alignments mean, of the numerology and the astrology of various alignments. Dear ones, I thank you. Feel my heart in this moment. I thank you for your service, for your patience, for holding and embodying the knowing of this coming shift within your hearts and your beings. As you hold the knowing of the energetic changes and shifts that are occurring, you bring more into your physical experience. I thank you, dear ones. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today for me, this experience of this channeling, especially the sound transmission, kind of, I don't know if shook is the right word, but it really touched me to my core. And so I'm always excited when there are new energies for me to integrate when I do the channelings. So thank you for joining me. Again, take what is meant for you and let the rest go. And please share these videos if you feel inspired. Much love.